Okay. This is kind of interesting, especially since so many people have talked about how great it is. And look, I didn't think it was great, especially like I said after watching Mahler's review, where he basically tore it a new asshole and really helped shine a light on the fact that, like him or not, some of the decisions that Joss Whedon made for the theatrical version of Justice League really made a lot of sense. um, so yeah, that kind of changed my outlook on it, admittedly. But I would still say that it's not a terrible, thing by any means. It's fine. Um, I think either version is all right and can be enjoyed. Um, but this is kind of interesting. Zack Snyder's Justice League fails on HBO Max, confirmed. Just like I said last month, now it is confirmed that Zack Snyder's Justice League movie failed to deliver and bring in subscribers for the HBO Max streaming service, which was why it was greenlit in the first place. AT&T has released numbers offering that damn it. Allergies are bad today. AT&T released numbers offering that HBO Max and its premium cable channel HBO added only 2.7 million domestic subscribers during the first quarter. Worth a mention is that AT&T is combining the numbers for HBO Max and HBO, which probably means the HBO Max numbers are even worse than thought. In an article about the subscriber numbers, CNBC confirms Zack Snyder's Justice League cut did little to boost HBO Max subscriptions. Update: CNBC changed the title of the article to HBO Max adds 2.7 million domestic subscribers ahead of global launch. The fake news and the main propaganda entertainment media were working in conjunction there, of course. However, the original title can still be seen in the article's URL and confirms previous reports I have written in that Zack Snyder's Justice League is the lowest watched movie on HBO Max, confirming fewer views than Wonder Woman 1984, which sucked, by the way. I mean, look, even though, like I said, Mahler helped me, kind of view Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League in a worse light than I had initially. I still have to say that it's still better than Wonder Woman 1984. I'm sorry, Wonder Woman 1984 is really just it's really just crap. And also that it got destroyed by Godzilla vs Kong. Now, rightfully so, because Godzilla vs Kong is actually a very good film, which drew the largest audience on HBO Max. I mean, it's not like some great work of art, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to be fucking entertaining and not woke, and it's both of those things. Which drew the largest audience on HBO Max, again, which I previously reported on. The Cosmic Book News guy seems to really enjoy referencing himself, doesn't he? The article also states about the Snyder Cut. In the first quarter, Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League was well viewed by HBO Max subscribers, but fell short of the record reached by Wonder Woman 1984. Well, they hyped the shit out of Wonder Woman 1984. I will say that. They've been advertising that thing for a long time, haven't they? Damn. Oh. The Snyder Cut, which did not follow this strategy and was an exclusive launch on HBO Max, was expected to also help drive subscriber growth, particularly after the company shelled out an estimated $30 million to $70 million on reshoots and post-production. I wonder sometimes how much fucking money is absolutely wasted by the big studios whenever they do anything. Because, what was it? I'm trying to think. I can't remember now. This always happens. It's, some people do really well under pressure. I do very poorly under pressure, I guess. So it's like, now's the time to remember this thing. I can't remember. Anyway, but something that I saw recently, I remember thinking, you know, they spent God only knows how many millions of dollars to do some CGI or whatever for something, that a big studio did or whatever. And what they achieved wasn't that great. And then I'm looking at this fan creation, like a fan film or whatever it was, and it's like, this thing looks fucking awesome. And it was done by like a handful of people on a shoestring budget. Oh, it may not be the only thing that I'm thinking of, but I do remember now something. Um, for Babylon 5, if anybody, recommendation for everybody. If you haven't seen Babylon 5, fucking buy it on DVD or something and watch it. It's awesome. Babylon 5 was a great 90s sci-fi show, and it's got great writing, great acting, great story. All of the special effects, the spaceship scenes and everything, were all CGI. Now, they were early CGI, and they were all done in standard definition, so nothing is at the resolution it would need to be at for there to be like a Blu-ray release, so they're apparently never going to do that. And some people, I think, have talked to J. Michael Straczynski about that, and basically, I think he said that, well, it had cost millions and millions of dollars to redo the special effects so that, obviously the live action stuff of the actors is, I guess, on film or whatever, so they could make an HD version of that. But they can't do HD of the special effects shots, but they'd have to do new ones or whatever. So basically the line there is that, well, it cost too much money, so it's never going to be done. I saw several special effects shots, like exact fucking copies of what happened on the show. There's no sound effects or music, but exact fucking copies of the models and their movements and everything that was done, I think, by just one guy on YouTube, and he just redid it with high res models and high res textures for them, and it looks amazing. And it's like, how much money did that cost that guy? It's like probably basically nothing. It cost him time and effort, and that's it. And then he did it for free because, it was, well, a personal project. But still, it's like, you could pay that guy like $100,000 and he could do all of that shit for you and be thrilled to work on it. This is part of the problem with Hollywood, with mainstream entertainment, and with why they're ultimately going to fail, because it costs them 100 times, 1,000 times more than it costs ordinary people to do things. I don't know, how much of that's union jobs and what, who knows, but it's like, or how much of it's a cocaine budget, who knows. But the point is, it's like, they suck. They fucking suck, The amount of money that they pour into things and how little they get out of it. And how little money ordinary people, if they have the skill, can pour into something and get amazing fucking results. Trust me, this is why people doing their own, shows and movies and shit, it's the future. Long term, it is absolutely going to replace the big entertainment industry. It just is. They can't compete. Ultimately, in the long run, they fucking can't compete with just ordinary people who are passionate about what they're doing. Warner Media declined to comment on the project's financial terms. No kidding. Update. Forbes also posted an article recently titled "Why Zack Snyder's Justice League Failed to Drive New HBO Max Subscriptions," and made mention. Pardon me. As for Zack Snyder's Justice League, it got made. It was pretty good. The fans got to see it. But this was never going to rewrite the ongoing path for DC films. There's a bit, and even though it might in some ways be better than the direction they're going to wind up going. Um, Obviously, neither direction is really appropriate. You know, I mean the dark and edgy Superman thing, for instance, it's just wrong. It's not Superman. People don't get that. I guess I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Like why are we cursed with such morons who can't properly adapt things? Uh, there's a big difference between allocating $70 million in a pandemic to craft a new version of an already shot motion picture and spending $500 million on two more theatrical or even streaming exclusive sequels to that movie, especially when raw viewership shows that general audiences didn't care about a revamped version of a superhero movie they barely saw in theaters, which was a direct sequel to two superhero movies they disliked or outright loathed in theaters. Well, again, it's like that's because the tone was just completely wrong. Superman is just it. Superman is not what Zack Snyder made Superman to be. Like, he was going for something that's like, I don't know for sure what superhero fits best with that, but not Superman. That's for goddamn sure. Zack Snyder's Justice League numbers don't add up. Also, just as I said, he really loves the I statements, doesn't he? Warner Media has changed its 2021 policy of releasing movies in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time for 2022 as in 2022 movies will first be released exclusively in theaters. Well, I'm not surprised about that. More than likely AT&T/Warner Media saw the terrible numbers for Wonder Woman 84 and the Snyder Cut and immediately changed things. I was told the only reason the Snyder Cut was greenlit in the first place was to bolster HBO Max, but we see that didn't happen, which explained, well, I don't know how much you expect like one fucking thing to bump up your subscriber numbers. It's like, I mean, maybe people want to see it, but once they've seen it, they've seen it. And I'm not sure whether this is saying that, oh, well, a lot of people like subscribed, watched the Snyder Cut, and then said, yeah, I reconsidered my subscription, and since it's within whatever your, trial window or something is, it's like, I'm canceling. I was like, because like I said, it's like, once you've seen it, you've seen it. I mean, look, some people, who was it? Was it Gary or Doomcock or one of the other? Like, somebody fucking said, some YouTuber that I watch fucking said something recently about how they'd watched it like 4 times or something. It's like, I think I watched it twice. I watched it the first time, and then I decided, well, it was so long, and I was kind of falling asleep during part of it. It's like, I should watch it again, when I'm more rested. And I did, and it's like, okay, I've seen it now. Like, I don't really, I don't really feel like I need to see it again. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, a TV show, like a series that's continuing, it's like, that's something that could get you subscribers who will stay subscribed because, there's something to look forward to. It's like, if they like it, great, because there's going to be another episode and another one and another one and another. You get people, hooked. But just a 4-hour film, it's like, well, once they've seen it, they've seen it. It's over. And especially if they fucking DVR'd that bitch or whatever, which is, a reasonable thing to do, then, well, they don't need your fucking subscription service, now do they? Not if that was the only thing they were interested in. Explains why. Oh, but we didn't see that happen, which explains why a last-minute change was made to release Zack Snyder's Justice League as a 4-hour movie instead of a longer series. A big mistake, in my opinion. Yeah. Admittedly, if they'd done a mini-series or whatever of it, that might have been a better business move. It also, and for some reason, streaming services are really bad about that. Like they're like, oh, we made a whole season of television, and now we're gonna dump it all in one day. There you go, binge watch, and it's like, it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer to be able to do that. Of course, I'll wait until the whole thing's over and then just catch up on it. It's like, okay, now I'll watch it all. Once it's finished, then I'll catch the reruns or whatever. It's like I do it that way, but some people, anyway. But like I said, it's like I like the idea of being able to watch it all at one go. You know, when I seeing as how I do that a lot these days, I can't help but sometimes think, man, how did I ever go through life watching something, for, it's like, and waiting week after week after week, and sometimes having to go multiple weeks where there's nothing, oh, it's the Christmas break or whatever. It's like there's no episodes. And it's like, how did I go through life for so many years, decades even, putting up with these long stretches? And especially when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, time seemed to move much slower, you know. Like now, time's moving pretty fast. It's like, I mean, it feels like this. I mean, for fuck's sake, we're almost through April. April's almost over, man. Like, shit, this year is flying past. I'm gonna be dead before I know it. It's it's kind of depressing. But then again, as the saying goes, life sucks, but then you die. So, if I, as looking forward to what comes afterwards, not that much longer to wait. I mean, there it is, but well, probably anyway. I could die tomorrow. You never know, but but probably quite a while to wait. But still, it may not feel like it. It may not necessarily feel like all that long. Oh, fuck, it's late. It's not really, I mean, I don't know. Not as late as it has been sometimes, but I've been trying to be on something approaching a normal ass schedule, and here I am. It's already 1:20. Oh, God. Oh, finish this shit up and try to get going. Let's see. Where was I? What I've missed. Also explains why there have been no Snyderverse announcements for HBO Max. Well, were they ever really going to do that? I doubt it. And why previous to the release of the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder said he was done with DC. Well, again, it's like, I don't think they were ever going to do that. It's amazing they did what they did. Also, as I pointed out, hashtag restore the Snyderverse trending on Twitter obviously is meaningless compared to out-trending Avengers Endgame, as the subscriber numbers don't support those who tweeted hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Which also, as I said, man, this guy's a fan of himself. Seems to be from a small number of fans tweeting a large number of times. Simply put, the numbers don't add up. Well, I'm not surprised to hear that, honestly. I really kind of figured that was how things were gonna go. Matt McGloin? Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway. So there you have it. I don't know. Some people consider that getting the Snyder Cut to happen or whatever was, or for them to admit that there was such a thing or whatever. Although, was there? Because apparently they spent a lot of money to make it happen. So it's kind of like, well, it's sort of, there it would have been there, but it wasn't, and so they made it happen. For I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, some people act like it was a big win for the fans, but I don't think it was much of a I don't think it was a win or a defeat. I think it was just it just was. It's not really a big deal. I don't think not to the not to the amount that people to the extent that people made out. Anyway, need a better allergy pill. uh, trilogy completion. He completed. Zack Snyder's Flashpoint was going. Yeah, well, that movie's gonna suck. How do I know? Because it's got Ezra fucking Miller in it. Oh. Attack another fan, why don't you? Piece of shit. All right. Until the next one.